Remember this game, YouTube? It's the classic Wing Commander that single-handedly introduced a new gaming genre, the space combat simulator. Unfortunately, this genre of games has long last died. Now comes along Eterium, a game that is heavily inspired by Wing Commander. They say inspired, but in essence it's a complete rip-off in almost every way. As if they took the blueprint of Wing Commander and decided to bring it to the modern age. Now, being a rip-off is not the problem here. If done well, I don't mind, really. The problem is that it's just not a very good rip-off. It's a really bad one. So many years later, I can only conclude that Wing Commander is still the superior game. The story is basically the same. The Earth Coalition is in war with an alien race. In this case, in case of Eterium, it's the Revi. Revi, or Revi. I mean, Revi? In Wing Commander, you fought the Kilrathi. Now that's a name for an alien race, right? But Ravi? Revi? Anyway. You're a rookie pilot and you do all sorts of missions in space, like going on patrols, escort missions, seek and destroy, and what else. The missions are also 1-to-1 copies of those found in Wing Commander. Really, you will recognize these missions immediately. So where's the creativity in Eterium? What does it bring new to the table? Why does it exist? I don't know, really. Wing Commander, the story of Wing Commander was brought to life with this great art style. In Eterium, not so much. You get some sterile screenshots and anime-inspired cardboard characters. If you like anime, that's great. You know, it's a personal taste thing, right? But in Eterium, you get just cardboard characters. I mean, really cardboard. Each character has one picture, and they don't move. I mean, the characters in Wing Commander, at least, were somewhat animated, and there were some cutscenes in the game. But here, there's nothing whatsoever. You know, in Eterium, there's nothing. You just get pictures. They don't move. It's soulless. It's not engaging. And things are not helped by the fact that there are no voices in Eterium whatsoever. No voice acting. Now granted, the first Wing Commander didn't have voices either. But the second one, there were voices there. You know, there were speech packs or whatever. Now, what about the space shooting, right? This is a 3D space shooting, shoot-'em-up simulator thing. So you get space battles, right? Yeah. Well, the 3D combat engine at first glance looks smooth. That must be said, right? With some colorful cockpit views, some nicely rendered, although not very detailed ship models, but again, nothing special. You know, we've seen this years ago. Remember the game Free Space? You know, I think those models look better, the effects look better. Even better than Eterium. I mean, Eterium is a game from 2014, for God's sakes. Really. Now, what I do like about Eterium, you know, something that I noticed is that you can control your ship in many different ways. You can use the mouse, the keyboard, a joystick, and even the Xbox 360 controller. But that one is less recommended. There's only full throttle and no throttle at all, so making it almost impossible to land on the carrier, like here. Most importantly, the 3D engine does have some serious issues. So here I experience ship models disappearing with no sound. So this is me shooting a cargo ship, but you don't see it. And it's not cloaked or anything. It's just not, you don't see it. There's no model. And here you see me flying around only with afterburners. Really? Creators of this game, really? Again, in combat there are no voices. So you only treat it with some text messages. So if you taunt an enemy in the cockpit and stuff, there will appear some gibberish text on the screen, and that's just it. Now, I get it that you can't hire professional voice actors, but you can record some simple lines, right? Like break an attack, return to base, form on my wing, and so forth. You know, what's your status? All those things you can record, right? That's not so hard. How hard can it be? But none of that is in the game. When it works, when the game works, it offers some arcadey action, some nice dogfights against, well, mostly faceless enemies. At least the AI is sort of competent. You know, enemy ships will try to swarm around you. They'll fire missiles, so battles can become intense. But again, this is nothing that you might have seen before in very older games. You know, I can look past the abundance of characters, of animations, even voices, or less detailed ships, models, and even technical issues if this were a game that was released in early access or it was in beta phase or whatever. But this is the released version 1.0 that I'm playing. So in this current state, I cannot, and I repeat, I cannot recommend you buy this game. Don't buy it. I really would have, I hope this would be the new Wing Commander, or it would at least be I would be pleasantly surprised by this game, but I'm not. I'm annoyed by this game. It's just, it's worse than the original, and it doesn't bring anything new to the table. Again, I cannot recommend you buy this game. Maybe only if you get it for free or in a bundle maybe, and I really urge the creators of this game to put in more stuff. You know, more voices, more, I don't know, just work on this game, and maybe in a year's time I'll check it out again and see what the status is, right? Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave comments, let me know what you think. I always appreciate that.